Hi everyone, it's REC3 and welcome to today's video. I got a question for you. Is it hard farming Pass Royale? I know on Season 1 we did the whole thing where we did the tournament trick and we just farmed crowns, but they got rid of that now. So we're going to resort to better means, of course using a golem deck. But I specifically want to mention one thing. I changed one card in this deck. And instead of the tornado in this deck, I added the fisherman for two major reasons. One major reason, high use of P.E.K.K.A. P.E.K.K.A. is everywhere right now after her buff, or should I say rework, I guess. She is everywhere, and she's more popular than ever. And of course, nothing is more of a pain in the butt than a P.E.K.K.A. So, instead, I use the fisherman. What's going to happen is if they place their P.E.K.K.A. right on top of my golem, I can just use the fisherman to pull that P.E.K.K.A. far away, and the golem can do its work. Second reason is that it gives me a stronger defense. Most of you might know that I am a very defensive player, so it's great to have the fisherman for one more elixir cost than tornado. That I can activate king towers with the hog riders and stuff like that. But also, if for example I'm pushing in my right hand lane with golem and I have like my support troops behind it and they drop something like royal giant from the other side, I can use the fisherman to pull that tank or royal giant or whatever it is all the way over to the other lane so that my golem support troops can take care of it. So let's try this out in a classic challenge. I don't know if any of you heard, but the golem is probably going to get a damage nerf. Okay, you know what? That's fine if I can have the spear goblins. Oh, they all still locked onto the king tower or the crown tower anyway. I don't know if any of you heard, but the golem is probably going to get a nerf to its death damage, and that is the thing that I have been advocating for a huge amount of time. Specifically because actually I kind of had a better idea to have the death damage be high, but make it crown tower damage. That way it still affects minions and everything the same, except it just doesn't do a boatload of damage, like as if it's a what I like to call a building targeting giant skeleton with just a little less bomb damage. I'm going to put this right here so that locks on. I think the Electro Dragon's gonna... No, there's too many troops. I was thinking maybe he was gonna put something like Archer or One Knight so that the electricity would just bounce off anyways. If he is out of elixir, that's good, but he might try and activate his king tower. No! You know, if you put a troop right in between his crown tower and his king tower, he would have been able to activate his own king tower. I'm glad he didn't do that, and I'm glad he didn't know to do that. I just don't want to give him any bright ideas, though. So, I think I'm just going to keep pressuring with my Dark Prince. Here comes another miner, so I'm going to put this right about here. No miner? Okay, he's probably just short on elixir, though. Some of you pointed out last episode that I was sitting on elixir, and if you look in the comment section, I replied to some of you as to why. I'm just going to use Fisherman, and I now have to resort to using Lumberjack. But I am not trying to activate the King Tower with that miner. It's pretty much impossible to do that unless you were able to pull a miner and then tornado him over to the King Tower. I am just using the Fisherman to prevent almost all miners. So that's another good thing to know, in case you come across a deck like this. So it's double elixir. I think I can start pushing with my golem now. Both of his crown towers are pretty equal in damage, so I'm going to go on this right-hand lane so I can trade towers. Here it comes. Actually, you know what? I can just use Barbarian Barrel. Not only does that counter the Spear Goblins, but Barbarian Barrel is a great siege counter as well. I am going to use Fisherman on this side so I can pull everything just like I was talking about over so that my other support troops can go and latch onto it. One thing I also noticed with this deck is that it doesn't have Night Vision, but the amount of dragons in this deck really compensates for it, especially since both of them are flying, and most people are going to have a lot of splash, especially since Poison is extremely popular right now. So we traded towers, I have my golem on the other lane. He just used his miner as a defensive thing, so now I don't have to worry about having to worry about another miner push. I'm gonna drop Lumberjack. Wow, okay, you know what? I didn't even see that. I wasn't even paying attention to the King Tower. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna go right on my way and I'm gonna plow through these towers. I should have been going for the King anyways, but wow, that is great. I wasn't even looking in that direction. I didn't realize they were surviving. I was even wondering why. Wait a minute, why is he using his miner on as a defense? I'm not really doing anything right now. Alright, Dark Prince in the back. Dark Prince's shield will absorb the bandit damage unless he adds something else to it. No, he's going to keep it like that. Giant skeleton. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have my Mega Minion going in the other lane, just so I don't start sitting on Elixir. My game plan for this is to try to drag over that giant skeleton. First I got to kill off that Lumberjack. Right there, but I think it's going to do too much damage to the giant skeleton. So here's my game plan. Uh-oh, I didn't expect... Oh, no. I thought the giant skeleton was going to die. I mean, I thought he was going to survive much longer than that. But I guess my other troops did way too much damage. I should have dropped my Mega Minion in this lane right here. Alright, new plan. I'm going to use the Dark Prince on the Prince to absorb that, that charge damage. Wow. Okay. That was a pretty big setback. I really didn't think that would happen. Come on, Barbarian Barrel, one more. Thank you for absorbing that charge damage. And now I'm safe. But we're pretty far behind. So my game plan for now is to keep using either Lumberjack or Dark Prince at the bridge. Probably not Dark Prince, because I need to absorb the Prince and the Bandit damage. So I think I'm going to just keep using my Lumberjack. Especially right now should be perfect. Unless he... Yeah, there you go. Alright. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this here. He's probably going to have a Witch. So instead of doing Baby Dragon... Actually, you know what? I'm going to do it now. We got a Rage Horde. I am pretty terrified. I gotta see if I can get rid of that. Oh, we're doing fine. Except we still lost a whole bunch of damage. I don't even think it's worth it now to get my King Tower out. But I guess I'm gonna start pressuring both lanes. I'm gonna see how it... Not too experienced as a gold player, but I do know that it's the easiest deck to get Crown Towers. I mean, King Towers with. So if you want to at least continue to use this over and over, you have a higher chance of getting that done. So I'm going to go gold in the other lane. I'm going to let him trade towers. If he starts going for my King Tower, I think I'll drop down a Fisherman to pull that away. I think he's doing that now. Actually, what I got to do is I got to drop my Baby Dragon and my Fisherman here. But there's only 30 seconds left, so I got to make a really heavy push right now. Otherwise, I'm pretty much just going to lose now. I'm going to get my Lumberjack here. I should have probably been going Golem earlier, especially if... I know the rule is that you're not supposed to go Golem until double Elixir, but there should be certain cases and points where if he used his Giant Skeleton, that would have been a perfect time to go Golem, because now he won't be able to... Wait, are you going to make it? No, it's too far from it. Maybe if I still have my Lumberjack or something next to it. But I should also be looking for weaknesses, and that's also something that you should be doing. He didn't have his Giant Skeleton, or if he just used it, then you can go Golem. So, good starting hand. I don't necessarily need my Golem in my starting hand almost ever. So, unless he drops something like P.E.K.K.A, and then I can use something immediately after. If it was in my next slot bar down here. So, Dark Prince, going to use it here so that he hits the one Goblin, and without even having to move, he hits the other Goblin. You gotta always remember that inner tile Goblin gets targeted immediately by the Crown Tower. So that's one thing that you should look out for in case you're going against the bait deck. And I think that's what I'm going against. Maybe Hog Rider? You know, I'll just use Lumberjack here. If he does Hog Rider, I'll use my Fisherman. No, Hog Rider. Actually, it would have been better if I went Barbarian Barrel. That would have been a higher positive trade against the Musketeer. He has Wizard and Musketeer. Okay, this is looking like it's going to be maybe a throw together deck. Gonna go Fisherman here for the same exact reasons. Fisherman can one-shot goblins. Something that I didn't know at first is that exactly. He already does okay damage, just okay. But I didn't think he had a strong enough fish slap to be able to one-shot spear goblins. I mean, regular goblins. Okay, have this, go here. Oh, you know what? I thought that Fisherman was gonna die. Okay. So how am I gonna plan this out now? So his only form of offense looks to be his Goblin Barrel, and maybe his Goblin Gang. So what I can do is, I have my Barbarian Barrel. So I can pretty much go in the opposite lane, and if he tries to pressure one of my towers, I can pretty much just use Barbarian Barrel and everything. So I think now would be appropriate time to start going Golem. Unless he has some kind of other solid troop, even if he adds Knight and Goblin Barrel. Again, Barbarian Barrel. Not too much to worry about. And I got Splash and Electro Dragon, so you know what? If he uses Goblin Gang on that, that should be fine. But he has Wizard, So what am I going to do about that? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep Fisherman at the back so you can start reeling things in. I'm also going to add Baby Dragon right now so that my golem doesn't completely die. Come on, let death damage on the tower. Thank you very much for that. And I'm pretty much going to spam. I don't really know what else to do at this moment, other than spamming, you know, the typical thing. I am going to get my barrel ready, drop that down, kaboom, get rid of that, and I am going, oh, wow, he added a musketeer with his wizard with nothing in front of it? Okay, I don't know why he would do that. I don't know why it would even be a good timing to do that. I'm going to get another golem now. I'm going to get this set. So, I'm going to get this set right here, and I have my barrel ready, back in cycle. Also got to make sure that you have, take care of that, take care of that. Oh, tricky barrel. Wait, you know what? I got a Dark Prince going behind my golem anyways. I'll just have that cleaned up. And now is the time where I need to start snowballing, because I probably won't have another chance to do this anyways. So I'm going to keep my Baby Dragon and my Electric Dragon separate so that the mini horde doesn't clump up and kill everything at once. I'm going to have my Fisherman here to pull away any kind of unnecessary. I'm going to use my barrel this time on the thing, on the Goblin Gang, just because I want to get a nice push going here. And look at that. We landed a successful snowball push. Very nice. But what I want to start doing is I want to start going golem just a little bit earlier. I think we're going to do one more match here, and I want to go golem just a little bit earlier to see if we can start getting a 3 crown. We already got a 3 crown earlier without even trying, so I want to see what happens if we actually push for the 3 crown. So, good starting hand. I don't really need the golem. I probably would have preferred the Dark Prince in here, but I think that's okay. And I would have probably needed the Dark Prince more than ever right now. Which unfortunately is going to cause me to have to spend 8 elixir on these elite barbarians. So 2 negative trade, that's okay, because I got a Raging Dark Prince going over here. I don't have any bridge troops, I had these golem. Sometimes you have to make quick decisions. Sometimes you're like, oh no, maybe it's a negative trade, maybe I can't do this or that. Sometimes you just have to go for the quick punch. I'll leave that alone. I don't want to, but I don't really have a choice yet. Maybe I'll add Baby Dragon. You know what, I'll add Baby Dragon. Because even if that witch is gone, Baby Dragon's going to do a whole heck of a lot of damage for the amount of health that has. And hopefully at least those Gold Mites can rack up at least somewhere similar damage to that bandit that was on the left-hand lane. And, you know what, that's okay. So what am I going to do now? I think I'm going to start going earlier. But first, I have to take care of these elite nuisances. Go. Thank you for not... Oh, that Dark Prince is pretty much dead anyways. This is why I gotta activate the King Tower. I gotta play by my previous deck's rules. Which was to activate the King Tower as soon as possible. But he doesn't really have any splash damage cards, or anything that I can use to, oh, and he has Royal Ghost. Okay, so, does he also have P.E.K.K.A? Because he has Royal Ghost, he has Bandit, and he has, I think there was one other card that he had that was, no, he had Mega Knight. I mean, it wouldn't be too uncommon to have a Mega Knight P.E.K.K.A deck. Wow, how is he able to afford all this? I have to get my Mega Minion going. I think that's going to be a dead goal. I can't keep using my golem on defense against the Mega Knight. I need to reserve my Dark Prince for that. And if I don't, I'm pretty much going to be stuck with defending my golem the entire time. But at the same time, I need to use the Dark Prince against these elite barbarians. How in the world does he have this much elixir? Lumberjack, I think I'm just going to go everything except for the Dark Prince, and we'll see how this goes. So, I'm going to get my golem ready. He doesn't have... Oh, here it is. How? This is crazy. How in the world does he have this much elixir to spend? I'm like completely out of elixir, and that's not even because I've used my golem gun. Alright, hook that over, stop the charge. I need to get golem going now. But he probably has elite barbarians back in sight. So I need to try and figure out a way to get around this. One of the hardest things is getting my golem out, personally for me. And I need, it's not necessarily because of the elixir cost, but it's because of the opponent's fast cycle. But I guess one of the ways that you'd be able to just completely solve that would be to find as many positive trades as possible. Thank you, fisherman, for not locking onto the... Okay, someone's getting sticky. I was afraid the fisherman would... No, don't land on that. I didn't want you to land on that and get another hit after that. One of the things that I usually fear is that the fisherman locks onto a random skeleton instead of the target that I need him to lock onto. Wow, look at that. We don't even have golem when we're pushing on that side. It's probably not going to be possible because of the elite barbarians, though. I'm going to have another electro dragon here to slow and stun everything over there. But I really need to start... I don't really have a choice. I need to start going golem in this opposite lane. But he's going to have Mega Knight, which is back in cycle, so I got to get my Dark Prince back over here. I'm going to try and hide it. I don't have any other ground troops, so I need to use Dark Prince. I'm going to have Lumberjack pull this over here, so it doesn't land on top of the Golem. He has Elite Barbarians coming, so I'm going to get my Fisherman ready with this. Good, the Lumberjack goes over on that side, and I can start going with this, because he's probably going to have Witch. I want to get Electro Dragon going, in case he has anything else. Yep, there we go. Inferno Dragon, so I use the Electro Dragon instead. Uh-oh, I can use Barbarian Barrel here, so that row ghost doesn't land any damage. If I can just hold off this one side just a little bit longer, I can get... Yeah, this is a good game. Good game in one foul explode. See, anything's possible with Golem. Something that surprised me, though, is that we didn't encounter any P.E.K.K.A.s. That would have been one wild ride. I could have shown you. They would have dropped their P.E.K.K.A. in the lane, and then my fisherman would have just pulled it all the way over and out of the park. So, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.